Hello everyone, nubkeks here. Drama time. It's drama time. Ding ding. Welcome back to NubRaids. Today we are talking about extra video, actually, because I want to give my quick thoughts on HellHades' ban. He has been banned from the test server in Raid Shadow Legends for this test server and the next one as well. He put a video on this out earlier. Raid have banned me, and I'm pissed off. Love it. Boom. It's a catchy title. But yeah, we'll dive in, and I'm just going to break down what I think, because I agree with him on some points, and I actually disagree with him on some points as well. I just want to give my take, and that's pretty much it. And again, just to make it super clear at the start as well, I actually really like HellHades, and I've had, a great time working with him and collaborating with him before. I really like Plarium, and my point of contact over there, Banana Jam, really enjoyed working with here and with some of the Plarium team on stuff before. I really like both sides of it. With HH Gaming, we're going to mention like Saphira and Fixian. I actually don't know them personally, but I've seen their videos and I really like their videos, and their channel is fantastic, and hopefully I will work with them at some point. So yeah, I kind of like everyone involved, but we just want to break it down anyway. So here we go. We've got the blindingly white notepad. Wha-bam! As I like to do here on the channel. Basically what I've done is come up with a few key points for breaking it down and giving my thoughts. So first of all, what HellHades did. Number one, he allowed test server access to Saphira, who's one of the members of HH Gaming and works with him on hellhades.com, because he was away on holiday and he couldn't go on himself. And then point number two, he also revealed data mined boss information, such as the boss stats, from the test server. So I think Saphira, while he had access to the account, data mined the boss stats and all that sort of stuff from the test server. And then what did Plarium do after this? They banned HellHades from this instance of the test server, and then also the next instance of the test server. It's probably in about a month or so. He's going to be banned from that one as well. So the questions then. Number one, is this ban fair? And this is actually, I think, honestly, is a really straightforward answer. And the answer is, unfortunately, for HellHades, is yes. This ban is definitely fair. And I think, as he said himself, he's like, he knew with this first one here, allowing test server access to Saphira, like, he knew that this was wrong. For you guys that aren't part of the content creator program, of course, you might not know, right? But obviously, to be part of the content creator program, you have to, sign agreements, NDAs, all the rest. Then the test server is only for tier 3 content creators, which I think is 8,000 subs or above. And again, I can't remember, but I do think that you have to sign more agreements and stuff like that for going on to the test server. And that's totally fair. It's Plarium's test server. That's what you have to do. And I can certainly tell you, because I'm very aware of it, and obviously HellHades is very aware of it, that part of the test server, you are not allowed to share access with the test server with anyone. You're not allowed to share information from the test server with anyone either until the embargo is lifted, and you're given a very clear embargo time and date for when you can actually start sharing that information, which is the same for all the content creators. So that stuff is really clear, and look, it's very straightforward. It's very clear in the rules. You signed a legal agreement that you are not going to give anyone else access. He did give other people access. That's breaking the rules. I think being banned from this test server, the next test server, it's pretty damn fair, to be honest. I'd say it's even somewhat, you could argue it's even somewhat lenient. I actually think it's pretty much, it's pretty fair. Like, that's going to have a big impact on HellHades, of course, and on the work he's doing. Yeah, I think it's, I don't know, maybe a small bit harsh, but not really. I actually think it's kind of like appropriate for what was done for this first bit. Like, because, yeah, it's the agreement, and the agreement was broken. So there you go. This second part is kind of interesting, and I think it's sort of related to the fact that it was probably Saphira that was doing the data mining. I know that with data mining stuff, so I don't do any data mining. I don't even know how to. I know there's a whole lot of complicated stuff that goes on with Plarium, and I think that the rules on that aren't very clear, but I could be wrong. I just know that they generally frown on it. For me, I'm much more pro data mining than I think Plarium is. The way I look at it is very simple, is that we could go in and we could get data mined information on a boss and find out exactly what stats it has from, reading the game data. Or we could go in and just manually test it, put in a champion with, let's say, 400 accuracy. Now a champion with 410 accuracy. now 420 accuracy, and run a bunch of tests. You can find out that info by doing it like the slow manual way, but it's slow, it's tedious, and what's the point when you can just data mine that information? So I'm actually much more pro data mining. In fact, I actually would say that they should probably, within the game itself, they should probably be including like recommended stats. Like you want to do stage 15 of the Iron Twins Fortress, recommended speed, recommended accuracy, recommended resistance, and it doesn't have to be bang on, but to give you a ballpark figure. And then I'd be, okay, fair enough, they don't want you to data mine the actual exact amounts, but they're giving you that general thing that you can say. And then data mining is going to happen when stuff goes onto live servers or whatever. That stuff is kind of fair. But yeah, I feel like this one is more of a question mark. Where again, I am pretty sure that this is against the agreement, and obviously they gave it as a reason that he's banned, so it must be against the rules. But I feel like this one is a bit more obviously shouldn't really super be against the rules, or it'd be worth having another look at those rules and streamlining them. Now, in terms of having another look at the rules and fairness and streamlining them, this is sort of the big thing that I really strongly agree with HellHades about from his video here, which was whether HH Gaming should have test server access. So HH Gaming is Saphira and Fixion. They run a YouTube channel together. That's obviously, they are employed by HellHades. They're part of the HellHades network. But they run a second YouTube channel, which is run by them. And to be fair, I think that YouTube channel at the moment has 11,000 subscribers. Should they have access to the test server just as part of that YouTube channel? And the answer really is yes. That they should be part of the content creator program. They meet all the requirements. In fact, they meet them by a good chunk, so it's totally fair that they would have that they would be part of it. I think that is definitely true. The reason that they're not part of it is because they are affiliated with HellHades, that they are part of his company, basically. And again, I can kind of understand that. However, HellHades company, like HellHades.com more in general, and like just the company, is also not part of the content creator program. It's just HellHades himself. So that's where things really break down for me. I think there definitely needs to be something else there for bigger groups of people working together, that you could say, okay, individually this YouTube channel can't be part of the content creator program because you're part of HellHades.com, you're part of this company, but there should be something there for this company, for this larger group of people to get in and to work. And I'd also extend that to other sites as well that do news coverage. Like I know MTG Jedi has a website that could be supported right there. I know Ayumi Love, I don't know if he updates his stuff as much as he did before, but when I started playing, for example, that was the website. I think it'd be great if there was some sort of CC program access and allowance for websites and people working on them to prep some of this news ahead of time. I think that would be totally fine and sort of fits with the theme of the CC program. So yeah, I think that's absolutely something that should happen. It is very bizarre that HH Gaming and people working on HellHades.com are not technically part of the CC program. You think that they really should be, especially because they clearly have had access to CC program stuff and that sort of info for a long time because they work with HellHades and they're prepping up the website. It seems like it's sort of a gray area that's been ignored by Plarium that really shouldn't have been, that stuff should have been cleared up sooner. When he made the website, they should have got in contact. They should have set up, again, some sort of program access with NDAs and all the rest so that everything is clear-cut and proper, and you shouldn't have this situation arise. Now, one of the big parts where I did disagree, however, with HellHades, I think, is this idea that it's essential to have the website have all of its information and guides and all of that information prepped like during that test server, that they need to get on and they need to have guides on these bosses done for when it goes live. Now, I actually don't agree with that at all, in fact. I think you could easily have it either way. You could easily have, I think it's really optional, very much optional. You could totally have, content creators and websites and all the rest go in and have full access to all the stuff in the game and data mine it and provide detailed guides and complete walkthroughs during the test server so that when it goes live, there's basically comprehensive walkthroughs for everything first, which is somewhat actually kind of what we have right now. That's one option. But I also think another completely viable option is that you could have a much more limited test server, which is more of a publicity thing with a little bit of testing, but more secret, more minimal. And then stuff just goes live and people just figure it out, and content creators and websites, etc., figure it out after the stuff is live, and it's more of a community thing that's done together. I think both are totally fine. it's kind of, I see this stuff with other games as well, like World of Warcraft, which I did covered before, is a classic example where there's so much test server stuff and so much is given away that in a way it can actually detract from the game a lot. So there'd be like a bit of a pushback in terms of that game, that there should be less test server stuff and less testing and less access, so that there's more stuff to actually discover when stuff goes live. So yeah, I didn't really agree with his stance on that at all. Like, I think that you can just, not you could just not have guides and stuff ready day one, and it's gonna really affect your revenue and your income. Of course it will. Like, I was away on holiday for a week, and you see, like, the revenue and the views, everything goes down because you can't cover the news. Like, I was on holiday, couldn't cover the news. I do think it's more frustrating in HellHades' position, where obviously he himself personally is out and can't work, and that's totally fine, that's expected. But it's the fact that there are other people working for him that have these limitations, because they're working with him, and then they're not able to actually work and do their jobs and stuff that they would normally do because he's away, and they don't have any sort of CC program access, which is really silly. So yeah, broadly speaking, look, that's what I think about this. Is the ban fair? I think, yeah, unfortunately, yes, it's completely fair. As HellHades himself said, he knew that he was breaking the rules. It was obviously breaking the rules. The rules are extremely clear, and he did it anyway. So yeah, I think the ban is totally fair, and it makes sense. And I think it's probably important for it to be, reasonably harsh like this, because they don't want people just willy-nilly breaking this stuff. Like, again, like if HellHades or myself or anyone came in and said, okay, well, it's only going to be a mild ban, it's really not that bad. If the monetary incentive is big enough, like if I'm going to get enough views or clicks or whatever, by just by breaking the rules and breaking the embargo or whatever and just putting this stuff out there, then I'll just go and do it, because the reward is better than the risk. It completely outweighs it. So there has to be a big risk, there has to be this stuff. It's just the way it is. So yeah, the ban is fair, but at the same time it clearly reveals there's a really big limitation with the CC program, and that there should be, again, a more comprehensive, a better CC program that's designed to incorporate like websites and companies like HellHades, where they have multiple people working within that. But yeah, I mean, you can kind of understand for Plarium a little bit. Nah, can you? Yeah, you kind of a little bit. It's obviously it's a whole can of worms. When you've got not just individuals that you're working with, but when it's like a lot of your marketing is now in the hands of another company, that becomes a bit more of a thing. But I mean, it should be the job of their legal department and community services and stuff to figure out how to handle that properly. Like, they are also a company. They can figure it out. Anyway, that is the thoughts of me, Nubkeks Incorporated, on what's going on here. I hope that you enjoyed. Those are my thoughts anyway. And yeah, there you go. I wonder, we could maybe get HellHades in for a video or something from the next test server. Probably not. That's probably too cheeky. I know you can get like guests. You can have other content creators on as guests, to talk about test server stuff with you, but yeah, I'm pretty sure you have to check for permission first. I don't think I'd risk that. Lol. Right, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.